You are welcome everyone to another video tutorial. Today we want to look at the UseState hooks. What are UseState hooks? With the UseState hook, you can create a variable and manipulate it. To create any variable in hooks, you have to write the following syntax. So let's go look at the following syntax that we are going to write in UseState hook. So I'm going to create okay, I have some of my components that I've created before from previous class. So let me create a new one so that I won't get this messed up. So I'll create a new component. I'll just call this hooks.js. Then I'll generate my boilerplate RFC. So I do this. So the next thing I do is to create my states. So I'll say create a UseState hook. So to create a UseState hook, you will come before the return method of your functional component. You say cons, because this is a functional component. Whenever you see function hooks, you know this is function. This is a functional component. So before I start creating hook, let me quickly do the components, the functional component and class component. Let me show you the difference. So RFCE will generate a React functional component. This is what we call functional components. So functional components are just like your normal traditional functions. Function, the name, returns a JSX. So for a class component, this is a class component. Arrow, this is a class component. Let me get that. A class-based component. Okay. React class-based component RC. So this is a class-based component. Whenever you see the class keyword and the extends, you know, and also render method, you know this is a class-based component. The class-based component was what was used before React hooks was introduced in functional components. So with that React hook introduced to functional components, it makes it easy for one to use functional components, because functional components are behaving like a class-based component. So henceforth we started using the functional components more instead of the class-based components. So I'll take off the class-based components and I'll return to my functional components. So the first thing is for us to be able to use the UseState hook, you first create a UseState. So I'll say create a UseState hook. So how do you create a UseState hook? First you come here and say cons, the name of the states. I can call, what should I call this? Let me call this what should I call this? I'll call this full name. Then the function, the full name is the variable name. Remember I told you from our brief reading of UseState, you say with UseState hook you can create a variable and manipulate it. So this full name is a variable. So if you want to manipulate this full name, we'll create a function name here. So to create a function name, most times by convention it starts with set full name, set email, set then I'll write full name. Set full name here is a function that is used to manipulate the variable name called full name. So this full name here is what? This full name is a variable that's holding a value, which I'll post later. Set full name is a function that is used to manipulate this full name. So that is what I want to do about UseState. Then equal to the UseState. It has to be imported. You can see that I've imported the UseState from React. So this is how you create a UseState. Now take note, a UseState, this UseState can contain any data type. I repeat, this UseState here can contain any data type. It can contain string, it can contain boolean data type, it can contain number data type, it can contain object data type. So you should know that. So yeah, I'll just put a string and I'll put this full name as my name, and that's and then see, well, that's my full name. So This is how you create a UseState hook. Cons, you destructure it. Full name, which is the variable name. Set full name is the function by which we use to manipulate or update this full name. So by default, this full name is a variable that is holding this value called ns is symbol. So anything you put inside this UseState will be a value that has been assigned to this variable, right? That has been assigned to any variable here. Why, if you want to update this name, you use what? This function called set full name to update it. This is the concept of hooks. So here I'll just come here. Put my inside the return method. I'll put h1, and I'll say my name is. So remember that full name here is a variable that's holding what? The value of ns is symbol. So my name is, because it's a JavaScript entity, you have to put the curly brace, then you put full name. You get that? So I'll save this. I'm going to save this, then go to the browser. So I have to import the hooks.js into my app.js so that you can see that vividly on the browser. So let me comment out the other, or take out the other components I placed inside the app.js. Let me take them out so that we can only have the hooks. So here I'll come here and I'll import the component called hooks. So that is what I've just done. So I've imported the component called hooks. Import hooks from component folder /hooks. So I'll save this. So wait for it to compile, finish compiling. Then we'll go to the browser once it's finished compiling. Okay, it has finished compiling. So I'll go to my browser. You can see my name is ns is symbol. Can you see that now? So that means if you go to the hooks.js, the components, full name is what? Holding the value of ns is symbol. If I should come here and change this value to Michael Jackson, what do you think I will get on my browser when I save this? I should get my name is Michael Jackson. You can see that. So you understand the concept of the hooks now. So if you want to update this Michael Jackson, you use this word set full name. This is a function that is used to update the value of this variable. So let me just put a button, although I've not taught you people events, but let me just use that to show you before we talk about events in subsequent class. A button, we'll call this button update full name. Update full name. So inside this button I'll create an onClick event, although you guys would have gotten an idea of onClick from JavaScript. OnClick, then I'll create the name of the function that I want to use to update that full name. I'll just come here and say updates full name. Update full name. So update full name will be, if I'll create a function called update full name, which I will use to update the full name. So here I'll come here, let me comment this as creates a function called update full name to update the full name. Okay, I'll create a function here. That will be const update full name, which is this update full name here, equal to an arrow function. You can call it any function you use. You can use any function you like. Equal to an arrow function. So, and I said something that if you want to update this variable full name, what do you use? You use the set full name to update this variable. So I'm going to call this set full name. Then I will assign it to what? Another name, and I'll assign it to Rihanna. So what have I done now? I've said that whenever the user click on this button, update full name, let Michael Jackson be changed, be updated to Rihanna. And I use this is a function that is used to update this variable called full name. So let's save it and see if we're going to get a result. Okay, I go to the browser, and there's a button called update full name. So when I click on this update full name, watch what you see on the screen. You can see that my name is Rihanna. So you can see that we have been able to update a variable using our states. Remember I told you that UseState gives, and the hooks give the functional component these abilities, these features. So you can create a state, you can manipulate the state. That is what the hooks give you. And one of the perfect example of that hook is the UseState hook. So when I said something earlier that your UseState can contain any data type, be it a string data type, boolean, objects, numbers. So this is a string data type. Let us put object to see, or let me put a number. I'm going to put a number data type to see that. Let me just come here and put 25. So if I want to update that, I can easily come here. Let me change and say I am. Let me change the age. Let me say I am, and I'll come here. Let me change this variable from full name to age. Then this will be set age. Set age. So here it will be I am age. You put the variable name age, years old. I am age years old. So yeah, I'll come here and say update age. Update age. So this function now will now be what? Update age. Then I'll say create a function called update age. Update age. So update the age. Okay. So I will say set age. Set age. That is this function. I want to set the age to 70. Set age to 70. It's a number data type, so I don't need to put it into a string. So I'll say 70. So what this actually means, you know that the initial age, if we go to the browser, the initial age will be what? I am 25 years old. It will give you I am 25 years old at, you can see that on the screen. I am 25 years old. So let me change the button name to update age. Update age. Okay. So when I click on this button called update age, what should you expect? You should expect 70 years old. So if I click this button called update age, I should expect I am 70 years old. You can see the way state works, manipulating state. So you can also have a data type as objects. You can also store, state can also store any data type. So let us store an object here. So let me create another state. I'll call this people. Then this will be set people. Set people equal to use state. And I'll bring an object here, because I told you that a use state can contain a data type. So this is an object I want to create. I'll just go and say name as Louis Sahar. Job, I'll call this, what is job? A software developer. Let me just say software developer. Okay, so this is an object. An object can have as many data that it needs to contain. So I have this already. So what I want to do, I want to now do what I've been doing before, create a state for that. And the name of this variable is people. The function that will be used to update the people is called set people, and it's holding words, an object of data. So yeah, I can easily come here, maybe under this one, but I can call here and say h1. I can come here and say my name is people. Now you don't just say people. You just don't say people, because this is an object. It has to be referenced with the dot notation. It's going to be what people dot name for you to get Louis Sahar. So here it will now be my name is people dot name, because it's an object. So I'm getting the people, I'm getting the name. If I save this, I should be getting my name is Louis Sahar on the browser. So you can see that my name is Louis Sahar. So if you want to now update this object, I can put the button again. Let me create a button to update the state. So I'll say update job. So update the job. So here I'll put an on click, then I'll pass in a function which I want to, I'll say update job. So that means I'm going to create a function called what? Update job. So here I'll come here and say create a function to update the job. So here I'll come here and say the name of the function, which is update job, just like what we did earlier, equal to an arrow function. Okay, so now this is an object. It's not unlike the second one, which is just straightforward. So in JavaScript, you've done spread operator. You've learned about spread operator, the three dots. So if you want to update this job, you now use set people to update the job. So this is going to be set people. Yeah, because this is an object. Remember that set people, this UseState is an object. You have to make sure that this also get that object stuff. So I want to update this. So to do that, I'll come here and get the previous value from the people, so that, which is 3 dots people. This is a spread operator which you've learned in JavaScript, meaning that what, get me this and the details already there, previous details, which are name and job, Louisa and software developer. Then what do you want to change? You what do you want to change? The job. I want the job now to be graphics or mobile developer. What should I put as job? Web designer. So I want the job to change from software developer to a web designer. So I will save this and go to my browser. So will I just change? Okay, I've not called the job now, so I have to put the name of the job so I can see that. So I'll say H1 I am a, then you put job. Now when you save this, sorry, not job, is people.job, because it's an object, people.job. So when you save this, you should get I am a software developer on the screen here. You get that? So when I click on update job, I should now be getting I am a web designer. You can see that I am a web designer. So I believe this is quite straightforward. You now know how to use what a UseState hook. So we're going to stop here as the video is becoming lengthy. I'll see you guys in the next class.